Hi, my name is Paul Bianchi, and you're listening to Return, Lenten Reflections from All Saints Catholic Church in Dallas, Texas. Thanks for joining us.
This is the return. Run back to you.
Welcome back, everybody, to Return, where we take time each day to prepare our hearts for Easter and our souls for heaven. Today is the 13th day of Lent and Monday of the second week of Lent. Be sure to go ahead and subscribe on your podcast platform, however you're listening, so you don't miss any of our daily episodes, which will be published every morning at midnight. Go ahead, like and subscribe, share, and do all of those things for us as well. If you miss a couple days, that's totally fine. You can listen to a few at a time or join us wherever you are, whenever you can. You don't have to hear everything in order. We just want to be with you on this Lenten journey. So let's go ahead and dive in. So today in our gospel readings, we have the line of "Be merciful as your Father is merciful." Mercy is always something for me that I struggle with giving, but really appreciate receiving. And I think that's kind of the case for most people. I always, when I'm talking about the difference between justice and mercy, I always think of when I'm driving on the road and somebody cuts me off, my immediate thought is, I don't like that person. And sometimes my thought goes to something not so kind happening to them or to their vehicle. But if I do the same thing, I immediately kind of like wave my hand through the rearview mirror and look to make sure that person's not waving their hand with 4 of their fingers down. And I always look at it that way. And so we're really good at like asking for mercy, but we don't ask for justice. We want to dish justice out, but we're not good at dishing mercy out. And this is what Jesus is calling us to do, and it's something that's challenging. I know a few days ago I was talking about loving your enemy and how hard that is. And this is another one that's not easy for a lot of us to do. But as the gospel continues, after Jesus is talking about be merciful as the Father is merciful, he also talks about judging and condemning and forgiving. And these are all things that none of us want to be judged. None of us want to be condemned. And we all want to be forgiven, but we have such a hard time being merciful. And we do such a good job of judging and condemning. But none of these things are what we are called to do. None of these things are things that when you were baptized as a Christian, that your parents or even you yourself, if you were an adult when you were baptized, said, I'm going to take on all of these things that God has asked me to do, but I'm going to keep doing these things that God asked me not to do. And so that's our challenge, right? So whoever that is that you may be struggling to forgive, or if you're still struggling to figure out how to love your enemy, I challenge you again to pray for those people, to really look at opportunities for prayer and growth. And then think about, like, who is somebody that you could show mercy to? Somebody that maybe has wronged you in some sort of way, and you've struggled to let that go. And be merciful to them, even if it means having the conversation, to call them and say, hey, this really hurt me when you did this, but I need you to know that I still love you and that you are still somebody who I pray for and want to have a relationship with, and that I love you as my brother, my sister in Christ, that you are loved. Thanks for joining us for Return today. Be sure to join us again tomorrow for day 14.